Hi, good day to you. Whatever time you're watching, you're welcome to yet another tutorial. So in this tutorial, we'll be making a long shirt gown. So to make this, you'll be needing 4 yards depending on your height, or minimum of 3.5 yards. So I have my 6 yards Ankara fabric here, but it's in at the red print. So this is what I'll be using for my shirt gown. So let's dive into the cutting. Now I'm going to fold my fabric. We'll first cut the back bodice. Okay, so we are going to cut the back bodice first. First fold my fabric. This is the right side, okay, the wrong side, along the wrong side. My gown length is 57. 57 plus 2 inches for hemming allowance, that makes it 59. So I'll be cutting out 59. First take, okay, before cutting out 59, to know what I'll fold, I'll first go ahead and divide your hip measurement into 4. My hip measurement is 42. 42 divided by 4, that makes it 10.5. Then I'll add 2 inches for the ease and sewing allowance, that makes it 12.5. And I'll also add 1 inch for the side folding, that makes it 13.5. So let me just make 14 inches. So I'll measure 14 inches like this. So look at it, I have 14 inches here on fold. So I have 14 inches here on fold. Then I'm cutting the back first. So I will take, this is going to be my starting point. Let me rule out my starting point. Okay, let me be sure it's all right. Let's see. So here is my starting point. Rule out my starting point. Then from here, I'm going to take my shoulder measurement. My shoulder is 6.5 plus half inch to join the sleeve to it, that makes it 7 inches. Then from that 7 inches, I'm going to come down by 1 inch from my shoulder slope. So my shoulder neck width is 3 inches. Then I'll connect the 2 points together from my shoulder, from the in-depth to the shoulder width. So yeah, then from there I take my armhole measurement, which is 8 inches. So I'll mark out 8. Then I use my ruler to trace it out. Now from that 8 inches, I'll take my bust measurement. My bust is 36. 36 divided by 4, that's 9 inches. Then I'll add 2 inches for ease and sewing allowance, that makes it 11 inches. So I'll mark out 11 inch here. Then I'll come down by my half length from this apex of my neck. So my half length is 16 inches. So from this 16 inches, I'm going to take my waist measurement. My waist is 32. 32 divided by 4, that's 8 inches plus 2 inches ease and sewing allowance, that makes it 10 inches. So I'm going to take 10 inches here. Then I'll also come down to my hip length. My hip length is 24. So at that point, I'm going to take my hip measurement. My hip measurement is 10.5. I'll add 2 inches, that makes it 12.5. Okay, notice that I'm just adding 2 inches all through. Then I will now come down to my gown length, my total gown length, which is 57. Then plus my folding allowance, hemming allowance, that makes it 59. So here is my 59. At this point, I'm going to measure whatever I have at the hip because it's going to be a straight gown. So on my hip I have 12.5. So I'll come down here, measure 12.5. So this is my 12.5. Then I'll draw a straight line connecting it. So here is a straight line. I'll connect the straight line to my hip. So I've connected the straight line to my hip. So at this point I want you to pay attention because there's going to be a slit at the side and I have to hem that part that the slit will be. So I have to give the allowance for that part that will hem. To get that, I'll go back to my shoulder. I will start measuring to my nail length or where I want my slit to start from. I want my slit to start from length 39. My nail length is 40, but I want to come, let's say this is 40 for my nail length, but I want the slit to come up a bit so that I'll be able to move my leg very well. So at this 40, I'll come up by 2 inches. That's so that you can see, sorry, that I have to be moving these clothes up and down. So I'll move up to this place, making 38. So at this 38 here, that's where I'm going to take my at the 38 here, that's where I'm going to start my slit from. So I'll draw a straight line to the hem. So this is going to be the allowance for folding. I will show you when we get to the sewing aspect. So I'm going to extend the allowance. It's going to just be 1 inch. So I will extend it down. And now I can connect it. So now I go to my hip and join it to my waist. Okay. You see, I have to use the curve part, not the straight part. Then I'll also connect my waist to my bust. So now we have our dress ready. Now I'll go ahead and shock out my armhole. Okay. So here is my armhole. Now my neckline, because is going to be a shirt neckline in a shirt collar, there's going to be a shirt collar. What I will do here is that my neck width will be 2.5, while my neck depth will be 1 inch. Then I'll connect it. I'll make a cuff here. So this serves as my neckline. Now we are done with the back, with the cutting of the back. So then I can cut out for the back. Sorry, I've forgotten that my scissors again. So I cut out. Okay, here is our back bodice. I'll go ahead and fold for my front bodice. So let's keep this aside first. We'll fold for the front bodice. Let's go through this exercise. So now to fold for the front bodice, the same width we use for the back is what we are going to use for the front. Just that in this back, when cutting the front, we are going to add our button hole allowance and button allowance to it, which is going to be 2 inches, then half inch for the overlapping of the dress. That makes it 2.5. So we folded 14 for the front, so for the back. So for the front now, we'll be folding like 16 because we've added our zipper allowance to it. So let me confirm order highway. Okay, good. I said we'll be folding 16, so I have 16.5. It's still good. I can still work around that. Okay, now I have my 16 folded like this. Then I'll pick up my back body, sorry. Here is my back bodice. I'm going to place it on it, leaving 2 inches. That my button allowance. So I'll measure what I have here. Now I said 2.5, sorry. So this is 2.5, can you see? Me confirm, sorry. So I have 2.5 here. So I'll ensure that it's 2.5 all through. So here is 2.5. Here is 2.5. So we are good to go. Okay. So now we can now cut out the front bodies. I'll leave the neck for now because the neck depth for the front is different from the neck depth for the back. So I will just cut out the side from here. So yeah, good. So here's the front and the backs together. I'm going to now notch where my pocket is going to stay. I'm going to measure 8 inch. So this is where my 8 inches is. I will notch this part, and that's where my pocket is going to stay for the front and back. Now I can take away the back. Okay, let me just chop this neck part so that it will guide us. Now I can take away the back, then we'll work on the front. For us to work on the front now, I'm going to come down by 3 for the neck depth at the front here. So there's 3. Knock out this 3 there. Take a cuff. You see? So I'll cut this part out. Now I'll come to this part too. Come down by 4 inches. That's half of my armhole, which is 8. Then I'll come in by half an inch. Then I'll connect this with a straight line to the armhole. Then I'll connect this with a cuff line. So I can cut out this part. It will help us prevent bulginess at the armhole part. Now I'll open up this front. You notice that that sleeve doesn't have, but it's just a pencil sleeve. So, and it's like, it's not exactly on the wrist. So you can make yours to be on the wrist. If you don't want it on the wrist, you can just cut it off. So I'm going to fold this into like this. I want to make my 3/4. So I have into 2. Then let me check the length. This is not, my total sleeve length is 31 with my shoulder. So let me place it here like this. I want to confirm if this, I've folded my fabric into 2. So I want to confirm the length first. My total sleeve length is 30 plus my shoulder. So when I take away my shoulder, which is 6.5, then half for joining, I'll move it. Then I'll get what is left. I have 28. So 28 for the sleeve, because it's 3/4, so I can still make use of 28, because after folding 2 inches, it will come down to 26, which is still very much okay for me. But for yours, if you want it to get to your wrist, because I want it to just be somewhere here like 3/4 or here, so I don't want it to get to my wrist. So for yours, you want it to get to your wrist, just make sure you fold what it will be enough for you. Now this is into 2, then I'll fold again into 4 to make for me to fold again. I have to measure what I have here, if it to be enough. For my armhole is 8, so I have 10 here, which is still okay. So let me just cut out the excess. Okay, now we can dive into the cutting. My cap sleeve is 4. It's 4 for my cap sleeve. Then from here I'll also measure 2. Then I'll make a cuff. I need to use this. So just like a S shape, like that. So this is my cuff. Then my round wrist is somewhere here is 9 inches, but I have to give it a little allowance, so I'll be able to fold my hand very well. Make it 10 inches. So 10 divided by 2, that's 5 plus 2, so in allowance that makes it 7. Then I'll connect to this point here. Now I can cut out the 2 slivers to go. So guys, we are done with the cutting. Here's the sleeve, here's the pocket, and here is our front bodies, and then our back bodies. Here's our back bodies. So guys, because of electricity issue, I'll first of us go and prepare this my buttonhole part. Here is my buttonhole part. This is what I will do. I'll first know that this is the right side and this is the wrong side. I'll fold half, I'll fold 1 inch, I mean, I'll use iron and press and fold 1 inch like this. Then I'll still now fold the second, fold it this way again to fold the second 1 inch. Then I'll iron it down with steam iron. Then I'll have to use my hemming gum. When I fold the second inch finish, I'll place my hemming gum here and iron it to just to hold it down. But if you don't have hemming gum, you can just sew it down. You can sew it down, or you can leave it like that. When you put your buttonhole or you fix your button, it will still hold it. It will not be opening. So for me, I will use my hemming gum to hold it down. So I'll go ahead and do that. Then after doing that, I'll come back to show us our next step. Guys, now I'm done hemming my buttonhole side. How would I say it? Preparing the buttonhole side. So look at it. I folded into two, then use my hemming gum to hold it down without sewing it. So the next thing to do is to go ahead and fix my buttonhole. To fix my buttonhole, I'm going to open it up. My buttonhole is going to be on my right side. So here is my right side. Right side. Now this is my right side. I'm going to pick it up. That's where my buttonhole is going to stay. Then I will take my tape rule and chalk, do something, and that is trying to mark out my bust point, making sure that there's a button around that bust point so that the clothes will not be opening. You know, sometimes when you wear shirts and that part is opening, so I'll make sure that, so my bust point is 10 inches. No, we are going to add half inch for joining, so I'll use 11 inches. So at this 11 inches there must be a button. So from there I'll go up. What do I have here? I'll divide this into two. I have 7, so I'll make it 3.75. So I'm going to have one buttonhole here. There'll be a buttonhole on the collar, so that's why I'm not fixing here. So the one that will be on the collar will cover for this. So I'll start measuring for 4 inches for where my button is going to be. 4 inches. So that's where I'm going to fix my buttonhole. So I'll stop at 44 here. So here, all these points now, I'm going ahead to fix my buttonhole using my zigzag machine. If you want to learn how to make this buttonhole, you can ask me in the comment section, and I'll make a video on how to do this buttonhole for you. Guys, I'm done fixing the buttonhole. Look at, here is the buttonhole side. I'm done attaching the buttonhole. Then I'll go ahead and pick the other side like this. Then I'll take my back. Here's the back. I'll make sure right side is facing right side. This is my right side and this is my right side for the back. So right side is facing right side. Then I will go ahead and sew. I will sew on the shoulder here, and I'll also sew half inch on the shoulder. Then I will weave it. After doing that, I'll fix my sleeve like this from this place round to the other side. So I'll fix the sleeve and also weave it. Then I'll also fix the pockets. I'll pick up my pocket like this, then I'll place it on the notch part. Here's my notch part. Then I'll place it like this and so, then so to this place. And I'll come back and show us the next step. Joining the shoulder. Look at, I join the shoulder, then I weave it, and I also fix the sleeve, attach the sleeve, then I fix the pocket also. Now the next step is to measure around my neckline, whatever I have on my neckline, so that we can cut out our collar. I'll bring it this way. See, like this. So I'll measure around what I have. So I have I have 8, that's 16 inches. So I'll set this aside now. I'm going to take my paper stay, or some call it collar stay. Okay, here's my paper stay. I'm going to keep it on fold like this. I can still use a measure. Then I'll measure the 8 inches I measured earlier. Here's 8 inches. Then I want the height to be 1.5. Then at this part, I'll come up here and measure 1 inch. So from this 1 inch, I'm going to give it a curve to this part. Just know that there are different ways in which you can achieve your collar. So there's no perfect way of doing it. Then I'll come down by 0.7 inch here to form. So this is going to be my collar base. Then my collar standing, I'm going to come here this from this 7 inch where I measure that 1 inch that I have the curve there. Yeah. So I'm going to come up by 2 inches. I want the other stand to be 2 inches here too. I'll measure 2 inches. Then I'll draw a straight line. From that straight line, I'll measure 8 inches. So that 8 inch, I will connect it to this place. Then I can cut out our 2 collars now. So in this part, so I'm going to come in by 1 inch. I mean half inch here. I'm going to come in by half inch. Then I'll connect it to this point here. Okay. And I can cut out. Now I'm going to iron this on my fabric. This is my fabric into 2. I'm supposed to have a sewing allowance for balance here. So here now I'm going to cut out, leaving sewing half inch sewing allowance. Then at this point, I'm going to leave half. You say I have this into 2, then I'll just fold this ½ inch, the sewing allowance, I'll fold it on top of this like this. Now I'll first of all go and sew round close to the tip of this paper. I will sew around here, then I'll turn it back and iron it and come back to show us the next step. Okay guys, look at here. I'm done sewing this side, then I've turned it over. Now I'll pick up this other one at this part that I have 1 inch. I'm going to fix this here. I'll raise this up like this and bring it to that part where there is 1 inch. So let's face it like this. So there's a part, you can see that this part is half inch away. So if you get ½ inch away, you're still good to go. Then I'll place the front part on it like this. Good. So I'm going to sew from here, from this ½ inch. Then I'm going to sew using the allowance, sew it down round like this. Then after sewing it, I will turn it over and show us the final work. Alright, look at after sewing it, I came up with this. So I'm going to notch the side, the cuff part of it. So I'll go ahead and notch this part. This part was too much. It's either you notch it or you cut it tiny, but I'll prefer to notch because cutting it tiny can make it poke into the thread. So I'll notch. Then I'll flip it over like this. So you see the cuff part. Then also flip this over too. So we are good to go. Then I'll go ahead and give it a good press. Remember that this our part is folded, so when it's opening, we try and fold it back. It's into two now, because that's how it's going to stay on your dress. Using iron to give it the first press on straight. So now I'll pick up my dress bodies. Okay, so here is the bodies. I'll go ahead and then from the reverse side, from the wrong side like this, I'll pick this extra part that is straight outside. I'll pick it like this. Then I'll go ahead and sew round. I'll sew it round. Down to this place. So after sewing it round, I'll push this part in. Then I'll use this to cover it to the front like this. Then I will sew on top. I'll use it to top stitch it round. After that, I'll come back to show us the next step. So now I'm going to sew. Make sure that it's well arranged. One is not higher than the other. Good. So I'm going to start sewing 1 inch round like this, 1 inch. Then when I get here, I'm going to go in by half an inch into the pocket. Sure. Okay, I'll go in half an inch into the pocket and sew half inch around the pocket like this. Then when I come out back, I'll continue with my 1 inch sewing, then till I get to this part. So when I get here, look at where, when I get here, I'm going to give it a knot. I will knot it, give it a reverse stitch here. Then I will not pick it, or I'll open it up like this. First, that's why I said we are leaving this allowance here. It's for our blanket. I'll fold it first like this one, then I'll fold it second at that knot part here. So this one too will go that way, one like that. Then I'll fold it down like this. Then I will sew from here. When I get here, I'll come like this to this side. I'll open this side up. Open it. Just pay attention. It's very easy to understand. So I'll open this side like this. This side I'll open it just for our slit. Then I'll remember I'll fold 1 inch in, then the second 1 inch, and I'll start sewing from the hem down till I get here. So when I get here, I've already sewed this place up. I will sew like this. I'll make sure that I top stitch this part again. After top stitching, then I will sew it down to the hem like that. I'll do the same thing for the other side. Then after that, I'll go ahead and hem my bottom. Voila, we are done with the tutorial. So let me quickly go ahead and do that, then come back to show us what I meant. Now I'm done sewing everything, so our shirt gown is ready. But there's still one part. This is the part that I said that after sewing it, then you will not it here, then you go from down here, turn to this side. So I've done so round, then I've put made my slit. The last part of this dress is fixing our button. So how do we go about that? Here you arrange your clothes very well. Make sure they are in alignment with each other like this. So I'll start from the collar here. Okay, so from this collar here, I'll mark with chalk where my button is going to be. So I'll mark here. This is where my button is going to be. Here is my button. And you will see that they are in alignment so that the line doesn't shift. See, here is my button. So here is where my button is going to be. You notice that this part are not equal. So what I'm going to do is to go ahead and lose this lower part and extend it to make sure that it is equal with this, the folding, but it is equal with this side. So I'll just lose this lower part, and I have 2 inches here. So this, then I'll make sure that it's equal with this. Then all these points that I made, that's where I'm going to fix my button, and we are finally done with the sewing tutorial. Bye guys, see you in the next tutorial. Bye.